So if you're having problems with your wave panel machine and you need to make adjustments to either the hem, or you have uphill or downhill or any of the angles that need to be adjusted, watch this video and we'll show you how to do it. I'm Nate Roston with New Tech Machinery, and in today's video, we're gonna go over the common adjustments you would make to the wave panel machine. So before we get started, as you can see that we have all the safety covers in place, and it's always a good idea to make sure no matter when you use the machine that the safety covers are in place. And notice that we have the warning sticker on the shear cover just to point out how important it is that we're extremely safe, especially around the shear. And remember, we're always working on the outside of the shear or on the inside of the shear, but never going through the shear. Now that we have our lockout tag out system installed, now we can remove the covers and start to make our adjustments. And for these adjustments, we're only gonna need to move the last 3 covers. To make these common adjustments, you're gonna need a 1/4 inch Allen wrench, a 1/2 inch socket, a 9/16 box end, 5/32 Allen wrench, a straight edge and a scribe, and a Sharpie marker. To identify each station, it's best to use the manual. Please follow the link below to pull up the manual for the wave panel machine. So before we start making adjustments, you want to make sure you know where you started. But when your machine comes to you from the factory, all the adjustments are marked with witness marks that show you what the factory settings were. And unless otherwise specified by the customer, all of your adjustments are set according to 24 gauge steel. So for the first adjustment, we're going to go over how to open and close the hem. To adjust the hem, we're going to use our 5/32 Allen wrench, and we see our witness mark here to show where we started. So if I want to close this, I loosen up the set screw, and now I can take the Allen wrench, and there's a hole there, and I can make the adjustment just by simply rotating it toward the entry into the machine, and that's going to make it tight. Or if I rotate it away from the entry into the machine toward the exit end, that'll make it loose. So for different materials, you will need to make that adjustment so that your panels snap together correctly. The next adjustment we'll do is the first bend after the hem on the left side. As you can see, this first bend is not quite bent enough, so it's causing the panel to come off the deck. You'll notice that the L5 station is marked for steel. That's the one we're gonna keep in, but if you are running aluminum, you'll need to swap that out for the aluminum L5 station, which is also stamped. So the next step would be to adjust the L9 station. And what we need to do that is our 1/4 inch Allen wrench and our 5/32 to give us leverage to turn the shaft. So we're gonna loosen up the Allen wrench, going through the back of the shaft, and then you'll notice our witness mark here on the side. And just keep in mind, if there's not a mark there, just put a mark there so you know where you started. And in this case, I'm gonna turn this toward the exit end to make it tighter, or toward the entry end to make it looser. As you can see, this bend is causing the panel to lift up off the deck. So we'll have to make an adjustment there so it pulls it into the panel below that it's snapping into. To make this adjustment, we want to grab our 5/32 Allen wrench. So we loosen the set screw, and this is also on an eccentric. So keep in mind that on any of our equipment, when you see a hole in the shaft, that means there's an adjustment there, and most of the time that's on an eccentric. So we'll rotate that toward the exit in the machine to loosen it. That will decrease the angle, and then if we rotate it toward the entry in the machine, that'll increase the angle of that bend. So the next adjustment we'll make is the bend right next to the hem. To adjust this angle, we'll have to go to the R15 station. So you take your 5/32 Allen wrench, loosen up the set screw, and then you can go into the shaft, which has a hole in it. So we would loosen it to increase the angle, but we would tighten it to decrease the angle. For our next adjustment, we're gonna go over how to open and close the hem. To open and close the hem, we have to go to station L13. So we have to take 1/2 inch socket and our 5/32 Allen wrench. So first we gotta loosen that bolt that goes through the end of the shaft. And we take our Allen wrench in the hole, and we turn toward the entry into the machine to loosen it, turn it toward the exit in the machine to tighten it. For our next adjustment, we'll go over how to adjust the bead on the top of the panel. Now to adjust the depth of the bead on the flange, we'll have to go to station L14. All right, loosen the set screw, take your Allen wrench, rotate it toward the entry end to loosen the bead, rotate it toward the exit end to tighten the bead. Now that we've completed the adjustments to the angles, the next adjustment will be for uphill and downhill. So to adjust uphill or downhill on the right side of the panel, we need to start with station R15. So we want to make sure that as our panel comes out, that it's going straight, but sometimes you'll notice that you have a little uphill effect or downhill effect. If our panel's going downhill, we're gonna turn this bolt here counterclockwise. And we're probably only gonna go just a quarter turn at a time. And you also wanna look at the scribe line on the back of the panel so you know where you started. And now we're just gonna lower this just a little bit for downhill effect. If we're going uphill, we would do the opposite. So we would turn that clockwise. Next, we'll do the left side of the panel, and you'll do that with L13. For a downhill effect, I would turn this bolt counterclockwise. Probably about a quarter turn is all you need. Just keep in mind you've got the scribe line to tell you where you started. So for uphill, we would turn this bolt clockwise. Now that we've made all our adjustments, we inspect our panel, make sure everything looks good. Now you're ready to run your wave panel machine. Check out our other videos on the wave panel machine in the link below, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.